That's my senator.
In the last few minutes, NBC News is reporting the Trump administration has tried and failed to get a criminal indictment of Democratic legislators who told the military that they don't have to follow illegal orders.
Just take a step back. It's like they're trying to prosecute people for saying that you don't have to follow illegal instructions. That's kind of like tipping your hand, right? Like, I don't understand how like a Republican motherfucker could even like justify that. No. Trump. No. It's good that Trump said that you shouldn't be able to say that you can't do illegal stuff because like what if Trump needs you to do something illegal? You got to do it. He's the president. If Trump says it's not illegal, bro. So he has to punish people that are against illegal shit. Like he has to, bro. That's I imagine how they'd say or how they'd sound.
Reported here, Democratic Congressman Jason Crow of Colorado was part of that effort. Crow and other military vets in Congress.
That's my senator. I mean, I think he's decent, you know. I wouldn't say he's like super based or anything, but if he was like the Democratic nominee, like I wouldn't be like, oh, he's a bad choice. You know, Kamala Harris was considering him. I think, you know, he doesn't embarrass Arizona at all. I think it was based for him to be in this video. Like he's a military man, he's an astronaut. Like he should be on the forefront of saying like, hey guys, like keep your morality in Trump's military.
Appeared in a video back in November telling service members that they have no obligation to follow illegal orders. That is, in fact, the law. But then President Trump accused them of sedition.
Sedition. Motherfucker, these people actually were in the armed services. Like, they actually put on the motherfucking camo and shit. And they did their 10 huts or whatever the fuck they did. Like, Donald Trump is a fucking draft dodger. Like, you know, I don't know. I feel like and look, I don't think you need to be in the military or anything in order to be the president. I think the military suckers a lot of people, to be honest. I'm sure they gain great skills or whatever, but a lot of people get into the military and realize that it's really not what they thought it would be, and they're still proud of serving, but like they're disillusioned, right? So if you didn't go through that experience, I just don't see a world where it's appropriate to like tell them like about the military honor code or whatever, you know. And if you are gonna lecture them, you better make sure your fucking facts are straight. Like, motherfucker, like obviously you don't have to follow illegal orders. It's the Constitution. Like, the rules matter in this country, allegedly, right?
Punishable by death.
Yeah, and then he threatened to fucking kill them. What the hell? What the fuck?
DC says it has not confirmed how many of the Democrats were targeted by the failed attempt to secure an indictment that apparently ran through the office of District of Columbia U.S. Attorney Jeanine Pirro, the former Fox News personnel.
Blocking the Department of Defense's attempt to punish Senator Mark Kelly. The judge issuing a scathing opinion today that concluded that DOD and Secretary Pete Hegseth trampled on Kelly's First Amendment rights. Congressional correspondent Jay O'Brien joins us now for more, and we should remind folks about the illegal orders video that first went out and created all of this, Jay.
Exactly right, Kira. This is all tied back to that video that the president really thrust into the spotlight of a number of congressional Democrats who have backgrounds in the military or the intelligence community, speaking directly via a social media video to U.S. troops, saying that they can deny to follow illegal orders. They can decline to go along with an illegal order. That's all these members said in this video.
It was very clever agitation, in my opinion, right? Because they knew, like all these Democrats knew, that if we tell Trump he can't do something, he's going to have a visceral reaction that's going to make a point for us, right? So it's like, okay, fuck, so what should we say? What should we say? Okay, what if we say, don't do anything illegal? It's actually a very soft statement, right? Not don't do anything immoral. I think that would be a little bit more based, right? Because there's plenty of things that the government can tell you to do that's immoral, but is technically legal, right? But don't do anything illegal. That's very explicit. But here's the thing. In practice, how would that even work, right? Because military service members are trained literally to follow orders, right? Like something would have to be really far amiss for them to even identify it as illegal in the first place. Now, I do know that there are like military lawyers and stuff like that. I don't know to what extent everyone has access to those. You know, I didn't serve, you know, in case you couldn't tell by like my haircut, right? You know, but it was really clever of them, and they're kind of getting their wish. You know, it could have went left for them if like the judges decided to entertain this Trump bullshit, but the judge is blocking the attempts, right? The Trump will still try, but they're on really solid legal territory because they said so little in that motherfucking video.
President Trump, though, was irate by that video. He said it was tantamount to sedition, in his words. And that's what began the Trump administration and the Pentagon seeking to take action against these members of Congress. We had reporting earlier this week that a D.C. grand jury declined to indict these members in that video that you're seeing on criminal charges.
And also, too, you think they didn't run this shit by a lawyer? Like, if you're a fucking U.S. senator, a fucking House of Representatives motherfucker, like, you think they didn't... You think they didn't edit it completely? So it's like, no. We know the law. You can say this, right? Oh, and it is an assault on free speech. I thought this was America. I thought you could say whatever you wanted. What the hell Republicans do? And they get away with saying way more visceral shit than don't break the law. Holy moly.
Now today, a judge is smacking down the Pentagon's attempt to punish Senator Mark Kelly, who was a retired Navy captain. What the Pentagon was seeking to do was diminish Kelly's rank from captain to something lower, which would also impact his pension payments. And the judge flatly shot that down. And you said there, you quoted a little bit from the judge's memorandum here, saying that,
damn, he gets to keep his check too. What a W. I mean, I like Mark Kelly. Like, you feel me? I try not to like have love affairs with politicians anymore, you know, because they'll disappoint you. But I think he's like a reasonable choice for the Democrats. Like, I think he's worth investing our time in. I would like to see him go to the left on like a lot of key shit, but what can you do? I mean, he's better than Gavin Newsom. What the fuck?
Senator Kelly's First Amendment rights were trampled on. I just want to read a little bit more here because it is a startling rebuke of the administration. By the way, this judge is a George W. Bush appointee. He says, quote, "This court has all it needs to conclude that defendants, them being the Department of Defense, have trampled on Senator Kelly's First Amendment freedoms and threatened the constitutional liberties of millions of military retirees. After all, as Bob Dylan famously said, quote, you..."
Come on, don't be a boomer. You don't have to quote Bob Dylan in your fucking rebuke of fascism, bro. This better be good. Whatever this quote is, it better be good.
Don't need a weatherman to know which way the wind blows. To say the least, our retired veterans deserve more respect from their government, and our Constitution demands they receive it. Stark words there from a Republican appointee to the Pentagon today, Kira.
The judges have really been like the unsung heroes of this shit, in my opinion. Because even like Republican appointees, they still care about the law. Probably just because the law is their job, and you know it's hard. They're educated. You know, they know what they're talking about.
Mark Kelly is not
most of the time. Some every now and again you'll get like an activist judge or whatever, but they're a little bit rarer than I would have expected, to be honest. Especially like the Trump appointed ones. I mean, you have your Eileen Cannons here and there, but for the most part, the courts, besides the Supreme Court, have been okay. Not as bad as they could have been.
quoting Bob Dylan, but I do have a statement now that Mark Kelly just put out. Jay, bear with me here. Mark Kelly saying on this federal court ruling today, a federal court made clear that Pete Hegseth violated the Constitution when he tried to punish me for something I said. But this case was never just about me. This administration was sending a message to millions of retired veterans that they too can be censured or demoted just for speaking out. That's
Now, look, I'm under no delusion. The vast majority of people that are in the military probably are Trump supporters, right? Or at least the people that make them serving in the past like their whole identity, right? Just because like the army is like, you know, it's hegemonic is the word, you know? Like you do need to have a certain philosophy in order to be really into like military service, in my opinion. But yeah, I mean, I think Mark Kelly took a dub and that's fucking dope, in my opinion.
Did it.